Hello, breeders, old breeders, all of the breeders. Welcome back to one more match. Welcome back to our take on WWE ECW. We aren't here yet, though. We are not in ECW. There was a pay-per-view to cover, so we are reviewing New Year's Resolution Revolution 2007. A show that we had to take twice. Because the first hour and a half is fucking shit. And even afterwards, it's kind of not great either. So, yeah, this though you did mention it is the last of the brand exclusive pay-per-views, right?
Unless No Way Out is that's stuff going on. Unless No Way Out is the last brand exclusive pay per view. To my
Yeah.
knowledge, this is the last one though. To my knowledge.
Well, fucking good riddance. Some of these shows have been fucking shit. And they've probably been some of my least favorite shows that I've watched. Like, this is fine, but it wasn't great, and there was only really two matches, three matches worth watching, really. Like, the rest is just filler.
It's very weird because the last two pay per views have been very good for WWE. I
Yeah,
want to say, but I guess the
yeah,
problem is
we enjoyed December to Dismember, and we
enjoying
did we enjoy
Armageddon. I think we enjoyed it.
Armageddon?
Obviously we're in the month of
I think
Halloween.
we enjoyed it till the main event and went fuck this.
Yeah, but that's the problem you run into when you're doing brand exclusive pay per views. Like the problem you have is if you're booking, so at this time you have 2 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, 1 hour of ECW. If you include Velocity and Heat if they're on at this time, that's another hour. So you're booking about 7 hours of content in total. And don't forget, SmackDown and Raw will be 3 hours anyways at this point because they're doing Velocity and Heat. So it's like you're putting too much products out at this time, anyways, and it's just you don't know what to do with it. And I understand there will always be writer blocks because every good booker is gonna have its shit years. Like Vince Russo was great in WWF when he had someone going, "Oh, can I just have this woman have an abortion live on television?" No, Vince Russo. WCW, here I come. Um, you know, but the problem you run into is just when you have a bunch of yes men who'll go, bloody hell, you know, be a great match, Cena versus Umaga, but Umaga doesn't win and Cena doesn't win, and it's like, yeah, great Fins. Um,
Yeah.
and you also Raw has too many stars, whereas SmackDown doesn't, and well, they have Batista and Undertaker really at this time and Booker T if you want to count him, and maybe Rey Mysterio. But it's the first pay per view you're doing in the new year, so I can see why it would be a bit shit. Because you literally are like, oh, we're back from our 2 week holiday break. Time to fucking pedal to the
I mean,
metal.
let's be real, none of them were getting fucking 2 weeks breaks.
Now we're getting a day break, let's just say that. Um, and I can see why some things were a bit off. Obviously, we'll obviously talk about it because I never got to bring it up because this is the first time I think someone's actually got injured on a show at this time, I want to say. And I do when we get to the Triple H segment want to talk about like the mentality that there was back then and it comes down to when someone gets injured. But overall, I wouldn't recommend this show. But if you want to seek it out, seek it out. If you're watching along with us, that's good. I don't mind. If you're not, you're not.
All
Um,
right, Carlita.
that's cool. Um, but it is the Halloween season. If it's just about Halloween time, this is the first or second week in the Halloween. Woo! I hope you guys have enjoyed ECW coming back. We'll resume with ECW on Tuesday, and that'll be it. There's three shows then to the Royal Rumble, and the Royal Rumble is, from what I know, a very good match. I don't know the undercard, but I know Cena versus Umaga's on that show in a last man standing match of my knowledge. I don't know who the World Heavyweight Champion faces, and I don't know who if ECW is even on that show. And the Rumble is just Sean Taylor in the end, and we all know That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
But yeah, this is New Year's Revolution. I think it's Revolution, not
yeah.
Resolution.
Revolution.
Yeah. Do you like the concept of having a pay per view in the start of the new year, or nah?
Mhm. I mean, if you actually like make some changes, like, all right, shit's gonna be different this year. No, no, it's the exact same as it normally is. Great, great. Like, nah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
I
Like, it's a cool name. It's a cool look. I just don't think the show is very good, and it's tarring my fucking. Like, I like the idea of if you have the first match, if you have on the first like pay per view of the year, you have the Money in the Bank match. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. To obviously you want to have it at Mania, but it would be cool if you had it at the start of the year, and then obviously you then have a very easy time span of a year to figure it out. But
yeah
yeah, but I
yeah.
mean, people like the idea of cash in at Mania anyway, so yeah, fair enough.
Uh,
Um,
and right, obviously the famous example that was gonna happen at day one, I want to say, was Roman versus Brock Lesnar. Was gonna have Roman lose his undefeated streak, and Brock was gonna win it, and then they were gonna drop it back to Roman on WrestleMania, where Brock would drop it to Roman at Mania, and then Roman continued his reign, even though he would have already lost his reign, and then he would have begun another reign. And then obviously Roman got sick, so they're in rapid. Then obviously Shane booked the Rumble 22, and we all know Shane did a great job of booking the Rumble in 2022. But I don't mind them doing Raw like episodes like the AEW used to do, where it's like, welcome to day one Raw. Fucking look at this. The new year, new look. We're on Netflix. Whoa! Yeah, I don't mind that. That's good. But yeah, this is the show. It kicks things off, I guess, unless you want to have anything to add.
no, got nothing else. There is a dark match though.
Oh, fuck.
Dark match went 2 minutes.
Jimmy Wang Yang.
Eugene got beaten by who?
Jimmy Wang Yang.
No, no, we've seen him very recently.
On ECW or Raw?
Which we don't watch Raw.
Oh, yeah, on ECW. Oh, fuck it. Elijah Burke or Monty Brown.
Even closer. We've seen him. It's Kozlov. It's fucking Kozlov.
Oh, it's Kozlov. Oh, fuck. I was never going to get that.
What do you mean? We fucking, that was the most interesting part of ECW that we reviewed about yesterday.
Uh, yeah, Kozlov. Ooh.
Love him.
Can't hate
Then
him.
we have a steel cage match to kick off the night with Jeff Hardy versus Johnny Nitro. This is a The steel cage matches are very odd to me because a steel cage is meant to keep everybody else out and you in, but a way to win a steel cage match is to escape. And I don't know, it's a weird one for me. I don't really fuck with it too much.
You
I don't
prefer,
remember the last steel cage match I genuinely enjoyed.
you prefer the steel cage matches where the objective is to win in the cage.
Yeah, I think so. Like, almost because if they're just like a shit heel baby, a shit heel like a gobshite, they're gonna try and escape and like run away. But it should still generally just be you have ran away before. You're not fucking doing it again. But like I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember the last steel cage match I've actually enjoyed properly because it feels like the stipulation has just been hauled out like there's no fucking tomorrow.
Especially with TNA and WWE, like, especially, I know you're going to go, well, actually, it's a lethal lockdown. I know you're going to say that, but especially at this time, fucking TNA do a lethal lockdown every year. And that poor
Yeah,
cage.
but their cage looked cooler.
Yeah, and obviously then around this time, well, a few years before, like, obviously one of the greatest steel cage matches ever took place was America's Most Wanted versus, I think it's Triple X, uh, basically Elix Skipper and
Yeah,
Christopher
yeah, the
Daniels.
Hurricane Runner of the fucking cage.
Yeah, where Elix does the incredible spot, and I'm still surprised to this day he did not fucking kill himself nearly. I am still surprised.
Who the fuck knows? But yeah, this is a decent steel cage match. It's a nice back and forth. The victor is Jeff Hardy, who manages to crotch Johnny Nitro on the door, whilst Melina tries to make it so Jeff can't escape. So Nitro climbs over, goes fucking dick first onto the door, and Hardy crawls out at the end. Yeah, it was fine. It was a decent match. It's just, it's interesting that this got a steel cage stipulation.
What would you do if he comedically felt like a cartoon character and they land not first on a rocket? He just comedically falls off the cage. Does Johnny?
Oh, didn't Hardy do it at some point?
I think he did. I think didn't he
Where
get?
he fell off the fucking door onto the steps.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, my back hurts, guys. Like, I fucking wonder why. But yeah, it's decent. Nice little undercard. Obviously, isn't this the next year or so where Jeff actually kind of starts to ascend again?
This is. I think it's kind of on and off. They reunite the Hardy Boys after WrestleMania. Then
Yeah.
they fucking win the tag titles, and then obviously Matt in early '08 gets drafted to no. Matt gets written off in late '07, and then in 2008 the plan was you'll obviously see when we cover WrestleMania 24, but in the ladder match that he's in, he obviously does cost MVP the match, but he's supposed to cost MVP the match, which sets Jeff up to win. But obviously
Yeah.
Jeff got suspended for allegedly, and
Come on, it's not weed. Come on.
and they went, okay, we're doing someone else, we're doing Punk. So that's the
Fair
plan.
enough.
Well, yeah, and then Hardy obviously gets that '08 rise where it's like,
Yeah.
can you beat me? Can you not? And then he loses, and then obviously he
And he has that
wins.
banger feud with fucking Punk
Yeah, in
in
'09, yeah.
'09. Yeah.
Then he leaves.
But yeah, it's decent enough. Nice to see Jeff wrestle. I still think Johnny Nitro's fucking shit. It's like, it's like he is the Austin theory, where everything tells you that he should be really fucking interesting, but then you just realize he's just a boring fucking wrestler. Like, obviously not like physically. Like, obviously they wrestle like really cool styles, but he's just not got any of that fucking presence. That's how I generally view him, because it's like, oh yeah, he does all cool moves. Yeah, he's cool. He does flips and shit. It's like, yeah, but does anybody care about him? Not really. Not really. He like, there's a reason he was never world champion.
They try multiple
And
times.
I don't think he ever really should have been.
Nitro.
Yeah.
I thought it was still on the theory, but
Nah, I mean, Theory's got a shit ton of time to develop, right?
um,
I mean, he's already improved leaps and bounds since when he started, so.
obviously Nitro, like they wanted to push him many times, but it just didn't work out. The closest he gets is the ECW title, but well, we know why he gets the
I mean,
ECW
the
title.
closest he got to genuine success was that triple threat with Cena and Miz.
Yeah, and
Um,
obviously, no one can. We can't forget the iconic, and I mean iconic T-shirt that he had and catchphrase he had. Jomo's gonna steal your lunch.
I'm just gonna eat your lunch.
He's gonna eat your lunch. Yes, kiss.
It's something. But yeah, like, you can understand why. 'Cause he's just not that fucking interesting, is he?
Like even his stuff in ROH, he's doing that no one watches. Like it's from what
Yeah,
I've
but
seen.
fucking all right. Well, what's ROH done to you?
Let's be honest, who's watching ROH
Fucking.
in 2024?
I'd rather watch AEW Dark.
He's not on
No,
that sadly.
I'm sure ROH is fine. I'm sure it's fine if you like shit wrestling. No, if you like good wrestling but with no fucking development.
Don't worry, don't worry at all. If they had fucking eight, if they had ROH at Wembley, don't worry.
Yeah, just fuck off. Just fuck off ROH. Just fuck off. Give it to someone else, man.
But
No one cares. No one cares about your fucking No one cares about Ring of Honor. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is Johnny TV is new gimmick, and he's basically supposedly like a Hollywood star. I think that's what the gimmick is supposed to be. But and basically his whole gimmick is I do cool flips, and I'm like half the roster does cool flips in ROH and AEW. What are you on about? You're banging Tyler Valkyria. That's the only reason people care about you. Let's be honest.
Right.
Let's be honest. It's kind of like Mike Kanellis.
Yeah, but who cares about Tyler Valkyria either?
Yeah, no, but it's like Mike Bennett. Does anyone give a shit about Mike Bennett? No, all they care about is Maria Kanellis.
Some people like Mike Bennett.
Yeah, that person's Slater, and they're fucking wrong.
Some people have shit taste. I don't know. It's that distinction between good, like good, like you like a good worker and just a good full package. I mean, not to completely derail this. It's the thing that Meltzer seems to forget with his ratings. Oh wow, God, I fucking love El Fantasmo versus fucking insert luchador. That's a 5-star match. It's like, well, is it though? Where's the story in this fucking match? Where is it? Is it a full package? No, it's fucking not. You don't watch a movie just because it's got good choreography, but the story's shit, and you say 5 stars, really good. It's not. It's not perfect. Stop fucking ranking it as perfect, and stop breaking the scale as to what's fucking perfect. You fucking idiot.
The one thing that will always piss me off about Meltzer, and I've said it many times, Angle again, he's up there in my top 10. He's not my top 5, but he's in my top 10. Is Angle. And I always have this argument with Slater. Well, not all the time, but I sometimes do. But Meltzer never gave Angle a 5-star match. He never did. I said, he goes, name me one 5-star match he has, and I always go for it because it is a 5-star match. I don't care what the rest did afterwards. It is a 5-star match. I always go Angle Benoit Rumble 03 5-star match. Yeah, but it's like, no, shut up. Angle is one of the best technicians ever. The only reason Meltzer didn't like him is because he did do fucking flips. But he did flips in TNA, but that's when he was off his fucking mind on Percocets and whatever shit he was on.
But yeah, it's just it's one of those things where somehow, despite being like this fucking wrestling historian, he just doesn't understand the fucking
concept.
Like, just because it's it's a fun match doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's perfect. Like, admit your fucking biases. Because it's like, you know, how many 5-star matches does Will Ospreay have? Fucking hell, fucking do it. Like, you just like that style of wrestling. I like fucking Kozlov. I'm not gonna start giving him 5-star matches because I like ECW. And yeah, sure, technically it's more sound because Kozlov's fucking cheeks. But like, it's I don't understand it. It's kind of absurd.
My favorite thing is like, how can I describe this? I don't know how to describe this.
I will say, just to finally round my bit off, at least people have stopped giving a shit about his opinions, though.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like a couple years ago it was fucking gospel, but like now, he's like a less entertaining Lance Storm. It's probably the harshest takedown I've given to anyone.
So it's probably the way I can describe this is, do you remember like when you have a crush on a girl or a boy, and basically we all know Dave Meltzer's crush was Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega in one of his live streams went, yeah, I think Dave Meltzer's ratings to me are a bit biased. I don't like that. I think you should rank all the matches like on the same scale. And then Dave Meltzer's like, Dave, admit that Omega just got you there, like, because it is funny when like you basically your crush comes out and goes, no, I don't fucking like you. Fuck off.
You know what? Just fuck off. I don't like you. I've never liked you. I don't know where the fuck you've thought about that. Fuck off. And then you just catch feelings. Never even fucking liked you anyways. Fucking.
Like, that's how I describe Meltzer. Like, the one I only know this because of Deadlock. The one thing is there's like a 1993 article where he's writing to his haters. It's like, if you don't like me, go to the beach. some shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck are you on about, mate? But the one
Dave, who lives in a fucking hobbit fucking house for shit everywhere.
oh, Dave Meltzer, what a
I'm so
time.
glad that he fucked off. That's all I'll say. It's so nice that no one takes his ratings seriously anymore. Like, we're not fucking idiots. Just rate the match yourself.
Yeah,
Don't need
exactly.
fucking Father Meltzer to rate it for you.
I hear
He
you're a
likes he
rating now,
likes he
father.
likes the Bucks. He likes Japan, and he likes the Elite. You know, that's it. Just grow up. I'm sure he enjoyed his time in the sun, but it's over now. Fuck off, Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
But yeah, next up we have a tag team turmoil match. It starts off with the Highlanders. They're back. After we
Rory!
saw them on one fucking episode of Raw like a year ago, where they did a promo about Rory. It's just them being Scottish. Just, I'm Scottish. Hello, Rory. In Scotland, we don't have doors. Rory, what the fuck's going on? And then obviously he finds the porn channels and goes, I love America. Sound. They take on the world's greatest tag team, that being Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. The world's greatest tag team beat the Highlanders, and out comes out the surprise tag team. Oh! And who's his tag partner? Jim Duggan, 2006. Who's it gonna be? It's fucking super crazy. How stupid is this? Why? What? Where?
Because this tag team is basically like when you're on GM mode, like fuck, I've two people left over. What do I do? Just stick them together. And this is not even good, Jim Duggan. This is Jim Duggan 2007 with his little
What do you
short.
mean? There's never been a good Jim Duggan.
He won the first Royal Rumble match. I'll have you know.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's his greatest achievement. And
Before it fucking meant anything.
Wow, did know this hate for Jim Duggan ran deep for you, Ash. First Meltzer.
It's like saying I caught a cold before COVID became a thing. It's like fucking great. It doesn't fucking matter, does it? Not the same fucking thing.
This is like I can see your hatred now. Meltzer, Jim Duggan, who's fucking next? Super crazy. But yeah, this is a wild. I hope there's a reason behind this. I'm surprised. I know Piper's injured, but I'm surprised Piper didn't show up.
Yeah. And so obviously the world's greatest tag team takes out Jim Duggan and Super Crazy, and the final tag team is Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch, who take out who the fuck the world's greatest tag team, and out comes Crime Time.
Brooklyn.
Bringing the hood to you. And who Crime Time takes the victory, defeating Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. They do kind of get this push, but they don't really. Because at this time, obviously, the tag belts are tied up with fucking DX and Rated RKO. So,
Yeah.
fucking Crime Time's not beating them.
Yeah.
And also they get fired pretty soon. Anyways, they get shit canned for a while. Come back in like May or March of 2008. So, not sure what the fuck they did to annoy someone. And then they get brought back with Cena and haha poopy. Haha. JBL is poopy. Haha. That might be a different time. Who the fuck knows?
I forgot about that.
This one, 18 minutes 14. It was good fun. It's nice to see Crime Time actually get a victory. But it also shows how weak your fucking tag division is. So bad.
Rory, be better on their pay-per-view, Rory.
Next up, we have the new Nature Boy, Kenny Dykstra, taking on the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Kenny comes out in a really shit robe and a garbage theme, and I thought that Flair was gonna beat him until I saw that he came out in red trunks and he. What was the finish of this one? Was it a roll up?
It was a roll up.
Yeah, because we
Basically,
have to protect Ric Flair.
Ken Dystra basically goes, I'm the new Nature Boy. Woo! I can beat you, Ric Flair. Woo! I can beat you again, Flair. Woo! I beat you up, Flair. Woo! Basically, you say woo after every sentence to know you're Ric Flair. He's not as good as Jay Lethal. He's miles apart from Jay Lethal. He's like at the bottom of the rung. Jay Lethal is at the top. But yeah, he was very shit, and then Flair comes out, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And Flair's like tanned from neck down. He's like fucking dark tanned. He's like dark orange tanned. Yeah, this is Flair's. This doesn't begin Flair's retirement run. That begins later in the year, but this is the start of the winding down of Flair and WWE. Obviously, Flair, we'll get into the next two matches. Flair, obviously, in the build up to DX vs. Rated RKO, got fucking battered by Rated RKO. He got fucking battered by them. And I didn't know it was Flair, but then the minute you see the blood and you see the hair, you're like, it's going to be one man, can't it?
Yeah.
But this was a nice match.
This was a nothing match, pretty much. Mickie James takes on Victoria for the women's championship. We actually got some storytelling where Victoria was crossing names off the list, and the final one was this women's championship. But because she's been attacking all these women after the deeply in the matches and after the matches, they came out and cost her the win. So Mickie James takes the victory in 6 minutes 49. And after the fucking shit show that was all of the matches in between this and the cage match, this was where we stopped for the first time and went, fuck this. Yeah, it was fine. Like, honestly, it got nearly 7 minutes, fair play, but no one cared, unfortunately. And not even us. But it is nice to see Victoria. Obviously, she'd go on to do better things in fucking TNA, who actually had a good women's division at this time. Well, maybe not at this time, but very soon.
And then, Ash, are you ready?
No.
I said,
are you ready? Let's get ready to suck it. Break it down. Rated RKO versus DX. Triple H gets injured in this match as he does a dodgy spine buster, buckling his knee. And what you would expect is that, okay, because nowadays the match would just be like, okay, get out the fucking ring. We need to make sure you're okay. Triple H works through it, and it then becomes an agonizing no contest thing where they just beat the shit out of Rated RKO, which I guess makes sense and is succinct with the story. But also, it's really fucking slow and plodding, and it takes way too fucking long.
I'll get into my gripes about this kind of mentality that people have towards this kind of thing. But it was an alright match up until Triple H did buckle his ankle, and obviously I'm not saying well he should have worked through it. He shouldn't have, because you don't want to risk getting injured worse. But the worst I seen was, I believe, Kota Ibushi earlier this year being 2024. He broke both of his ankles and wrestled the match. I broke both of his feet and wrestled the match. But I've obviously seen the match, and it's literally he's wrestling like that, and it's very fucking hard to. Obviously Triple H was a pedigree on the announce table, which hurts it even more. And I'm like, I don't want to say you're a fucking idiot for it, but you are. I don't get the.
Yeah, I know that the fucking spine buster hurt hurt you, but also just do literally any other move. Like just start. I don't even know what you do. Just not the fucking pedigree.
And
It's so fucking stupid. But
obviously,
yeah, like they beat the piss out of Rated RKO. It goes into a no contest. But yeah, now it just enters a conversation of if it were today, would you rather them actually stop the match? Well, not just stop, just kind of like be like, okay, Sean, you do it. You do the rest of the match now.
I mean,
Like, what would you prefer?
we
Because some
get.
people back in the day would be like, this is great. They're real men. They're working through the pain. And I'd personally be like, yeah, but is it worth it though?
I see. It's different because Vince had a mentality of, well, it's a show. You gotta perform the show. But at the same time, my dad always describes it as, and I sorry to use this wrestler, lads, but my dad described it as a man gets hit in the head with a steel chair on one episode of Raw, gets a concussion. The following night, he has to work SmackDown, and then he possibly gets a more of a concussion. And then the following week,
Yeah.
he gets his shoulder fucked up, and then he has to work
Yeah.
another week with a fucked up shoulder and a concussion, which will shorten your career. I know, like, again, an injured like ankle won't shorten your career, but like it's that mentality of, like, we've seen it like recently, as in 6-7 years ago, where DX and Brothers of Destruction actually fought, and immediately into the match, Triple H tears his like completely his right pec or his
Yeah.
left pec, and like he just works through the injury for the match. Well, he doesn't. He's sort of like, ow, 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 eh, ow, which
Yeah.
it's because they went, no, you're not doing anything. And obviously that match became a train wreck. We've obviously seen it again with Goldberg, the Undertaker, where Goldberg was a fucking idiot and headbutted the door twice and concussed himself on one occasion with the door, and then concussed himself again in the ring, and then obviously nearly killed the Undertaker. There is, like, if a wrestler is determined to finish a match, you can't stop him. You can't.
No.
You can't, because you have to go. I can't stop you. You are the wrestler, but I prefer the sense of safety is first. Where, like,
Yeah.
obviously there is some worse examples, like Matt Hardy obviously fell into the concrete and absolutely nearly splitting his head open, which is a horrible like experience. The one that always like weirds me out is the Sammy Guevara Jeff Hardy one, where Sammy Guevara, like, Jeff Hardy gets concussed, I believe, and then they suspend Sammy Guevara because he didn't stop the match, even though, or he did the move, but he wasn't supposed to, even though the referee told him to continue the match, I believe. And it's up to the performer to tell you to stop the match. It's up to the referee who's actually in there and has to be serious. I don't like the mentality of work through an injury. I think that's a fucking stupid mentality. Unless you're like a world champion and you have to wrestle 6 nights a week, and your body's fucked up, but you're guaranteed a break once you drop that belt, i.e., like MJF, where his body broke down and then he obviously dropped it to Joe and then he just went, fuck this, I'm taking a break. That I don't mind, but if it's only like little injuries, if it's not like fucking entire things are gone off bone, I just don't like the mentality of work through it. It's just fucking stupid to me. It should never be a case where you tear your ankle, you break your ankle, or you break your leg or something, and then it's like, I'll finish the match. Like, no, you're a performer. You're not.
Well, it's also just because they're not fucking like WWE. Just be like, oh, we're not paying for it
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
We
No
are
one.
not paying for it though.
Yeah,
Get fucked.
that's also the problem. They're not
Like,
insured as well. They have to pay for it out of their own pocket. It's only really the workers that work in the offices that are insured. It might change. It
yeah,
might have
exactly.
changed,
It's like,
but
yeah, it's not fucking worth it in my opinion.
it's not
And
worth it. I'm sorry for rambling.
more
I just
injuries can go into further injuries, and it's just kind of like, yeah, sure, you might like people might like you more because they think you're fucking hard working, but like, you know what? I'll fucking. It's like Miz. Miz has gotten injured, fuck all in his career,
once, I believe.
and that is, like you fucking take it. Why, like, I'd rather not get injured my whole career and have a much longer career than beat the shit out of myself all of the time and not fucking and only have a career that ran about 3 years.
A great example is Darby Allin. where I believe he gets his leg broken early in the year. He then gets hit by. He then returns to wrestle at Double or Nothing. The week before Double or Nothing, he gets hit by a bus, or a week or two before that. Continues to wrestle the match with a broken fucking leg.
Yeah.
And then he does all the high spots with the hang him upside down. I'm like, I understand you can't stop them, but I'm like, you literally got hit by a
I
bus.
mean, AEW has a
Yeah.
needs someone to tell them no.
It's like,
Because it's like Bryan Danielson, for example. He will basically wrestle till he fucks up his neck again.
exactly.
And he will just absolutely fuck his shit up because he wants to do the best he can. But also, like, mate, you nearly you could have fucking died. You know, your neck problems were that severe. You had your neck and concussion problems were that severe. You couldn't fucking like you could barely move and hold anything. Like, just fucking prioritize yourself first. You know, like how much does your legacy really mean? No
Uh,
one would fucking be upset if he slowed the fuck down.
uh,
Well, people would because they're unreasonable. But like, if you say I'm doing this because I want to have a longer career, you go, fair enough.
yeah, it's I don't like obviously I don't mind like if Brian wants to fuck up his like more injuries. But the problem I have is if you injure yourself but you continue to wrestle like non-stop for the next 6 months and then you go online and complain, it's like, well, who told you could do it? You did. And the doctors told you not to do it, but you did it. You can't complain. You know what I mean? You can't. Unless you are deliberately being an asshole, you cannot do it. I'm sorry for rambling about it, but I just fucking hate it. Like, it's this fucking stupid mentality. It should have never existed. It only existed because wrestlers were wrestlers back in the day. They were real men who'd done drugs and alcohol and fucked up their bodies so they could live. And it's like, yeah, again, half you had to retire in your 30s and some of you died before you were 40. Fuck off, mate. Fuck off. It's just stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much. Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just like, like, do you want to live past 30? Do you want to live past 40?
But yeah, it's a stupid practice. I hope that it dies out eventually.
It will die out. It'll become less seen in promotion. But there will be some outlaw shit where people will be like, "Well, I don't care. You're doing it." And it's like, "But man, I'm fucked. Do I care? No, you're doing it."
But yeah, and on to the next
Oh, sorry.
final matches.
The final thing I want to say is Randy Orton did a fucking. I don't know whether it's a good or a bad, but he did a blade job, and I mean, he did a blade job. He
He's spewing blood.
he right. So for context, Triple H and Sean hit very hard kill with chairs because for the build up they a concerto Ric Flair, and they've just been concertoing DX. So in retaliation, they obviously hit them with chairs. So Edge obviously gets hit with the chair. You know, he just does that. You know, a little bit of blood comes out, like about that much, about there. Fucking Orton's in the corner doing that, like Ric Flair, and then so Edge, you just see a little bit of blood. Orton, you just see, oh, just
He's
fucking
caked in it.
yeah, he's just caked in it, and I'm like, oh Jesus. Another thing that should die out, but should be rarely used in wrestling, is blading.
Yeah, blading is all too common currently.
Yeah,
Like yeah, sure, it was cool when it was the only one doing it, and now that WWE hasn't done it for years, it's like, oh, that's cool. Oh, you're doing it every single fucking match. Okay, great. Once again, just need someone to say no. Do I need to bleed in this match against fucking I don't know?
Nick Nemeth,
No, you fucking don't.
Ryan Nemeth, I believe that's his brother's name.
But I think it's just a thing where just wrestlers can't fucking help themselves. They don't have any quality control. Their quality control is wrestling 17 times in 3 days and just saying fuck it, I need the money. Like just Just pick and choose more, man.
Yeah.
I say this ironically as we just fucking do the same sort of shit with videos, but we aren't bracking ourselves doing it, so yeah.
Right. They know.
My voice is getting a bit fucked, but that's because you fucking complained about wrestlers working through injuries for about 20 minutes or what it felt like. Some would say it's the equivalent of this show. Fucking cheeks. Went on too long and utterly was quite upsetting. The next match is my boy, Chris Masters, with the fucking great entrance where he does all the fucking Greek god poses. Like,
Want to give us
fucking
some
love it.
poses, Ash?
Nah, I'm alright, thanks.
Alright,
He defeats Carlito in 5 minutes 58. He doesn't beat with a master lock, but he does roll him up and pull the tights and then puts a master lock on him as he takes the dub. It's really interesting to see the amount of wrestlers who they are pushing to some extent, but they're never pushing over the line. And it's a constant issue with WWE, and we talked about it to death, so it's not going to go on a fucking tirade. But even just going back to Mania 26, where it's like, fucking Ted DiBiase, is he going to beat Randy? No. Fucking John Morrison and R-Truth going to beat The Miz and Big Show? No. It's all. Sheamus going to beat Triple H? No. Like, it's just that fucking, for some reason. Like, obviously, you don't just have them start losing to fucking everyone, but yeah, fucking. And obviously, we'll get into it with the next match, but yeah. Anything about this one?
Nothing to say except for the dog. Why didn't he lock in the master lock on the dog? Come on.
John Cena takes on Umaga in the main event. John Cena cuts a little meta promo where it's like, you want me to trash talk? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, fuck off, Cena. Stop. You're just being a cunt now. Fuck off.
Yeah, he said, I'll make you Margaret. Waka waka waka. Hey.
I'm going to beat him with a force of 1,000 men. Fuck off.
With lightning shooting out of my arse.
Just stop fucking.
I'm surprised he didn't like try and do an impression of what the fuck's that thing from Crash Bandicoot that you put in your face that Kamala had?
Don't know what the fuck you were talking about, mate.
You know that thing like the Bugga Wuggas, whatever they're called. I'm surprised he.
Just now you're just making up words.
I'm surprised he didn't just go Bugga Wugga. He fucking Aku. That's what he's called. Aku.
But yeah, John Cena beats Umaga in what feels to be a 15-minute match of Umaga beating down John Cena, and John Cena hits him with a roll up and wins because John Cena in 2007. No wonder everybody fucking hated him for years. Obviously, I still remember a time before John Cena was loved, and there are so many reasons why. You know, it is the exact same Roman Reigns face push that they did in 2015. But at least John Cena was cool at some point before this time. You know, at least he actually had a lot of fans at one point in time. It's just the second he wins the WWE title, it just kind of grinds to a fucking halt.
I mean,
for years.
I've no problem like if you want to push your top stars, but again, just the concept is wrestling is basically you win 10 matches, and then down the line someone younger beats you, and then you can get your win back, and then you can have a third match, and that's it. Unless you're Chris Jericho, then you have like you beat me, I
And you have
beat you.
17 different matches.
Yep, sadly,
and you win 6 of them. But they win the first one, so they won the feud.
Sadly, I was the only one there watching the match. Sadly, I was the only one there. Everyone left. I was just sat there crying to myself. I was the only one there. 81,000 people left. I was the one person in 81,000. I just stayed there. Even the commentators left. Sad. But I like again. I have no problem because that's how I think wrestling works. It's like a tier system where obviously your top stars have to win like 10, 15 times in a row. And then in a feud, they win like one or two over the 3 matches. But in that match, you build a star, and then hopefully that star gets elevated a little bit, and then put him in a mid-card level feud, and then you kind of elevate him a bit more, and then hopefully in a year or two he can win the title. Like Walter, basically. Like Walter won the NXT UK Championship. Yes, he held it a bit longer, but again there was a pandemic, and then he dropped it, and then he went, "My name's not Walter, it's Gunther." Won the Intercontinental Championship, held it, lost it at Mania 40, then obviously won King of the Ring. Won it, not lost it, won it, and then beat Damian Priest at SummerSlam. And then I was like, that's how you build a star. That's how you bonafide someone. You you
But
bring them
yeah, it's
in,
just
build up.
we're building, and they got to lose. Well, I will say he did that. Vince did have a knack for actually putting them in a world title match. It's just they never won. You know, they just, oh, is Umaga gonna win? No. Oh, is Chris Mass gonna win? No. Carlito gonna win? No. Is Bobby Lashley gonna? No. How about the Big Show? Can the Big Show win it against them? Fucking, do you not remember what you had to do at the start? Like, do you forget the fundamental fucking thing of building wrestlers? Like, no wonder so many of them fizzled out.
Yeah, wrestling, like, I don't believe the mentality that wrestling has to be like, well, I get paid more, so I should wrestle less and fucking, or well, I don't mind that, but I get paid more and I've creative control, so I can say whether or not I want to go over you. It's like WCW where like it's like Hogan, we want to build Sting. Oh yeah, but can the referee just do a normal count and then Bret Hart comes out and it's like that ruins the whole point of the match. Well, I don't want to lose, so it's like Hogan, Billy Kidman wants to go over have a match with you. I'm winning. Oh,
But yeah, it's
my favorite. Just to end there. My favorite is that it's obviously Bash to the Beach 2000, where like Hogan, they just go off script and Hulk just like pins Jarrett, and then Russo obviously comes out and he does that. Hogan, you big bald piece of shit. It's the best Russo promo, honestly. It's just gone on a tirade. But yeah, that's how wrestling should work for me. Is like not many people should have creative control. You should have creative control about where the gimmick goes, but not about who's booking the matches. Because then you run into a multi-layer problem where you're gonna have many people disagreeing because well I get paid more and people come to see me so I should go over you because you are a lower tier wrestler and you get paid less and you're not as over. That's bullshit. Wrestling doesn't work like that. It's you have to. Wrestling is like chained together where you all have to help get to the goal. You can't bypass it simply because you're bigger and you're stronger. That's bullshit. It shouldn't work like that. That's just my opinion. Like people would think different.
yeah, fair enough. But Umaga loses. This sets up a match at the Rumble.
Yep.
Um, it is it's a decent enough match. It's just once again, it's like okay, okay, we're not doing this, are we? No, we're not. Is Umaga ever going to win the belt? No. It's simple. It's a simple case of that, really. Like, it's not. It works, I guess, but also it's quite. It's just, as I said before, it's wasted potential, really. It could be much better, but it's not.
It's really jarring. Like for the next, I want to say until 2023 when Vince does fully retire. It's just the last like 15 years of his run, I give or take 15 years, is just Jesus Christ. What could have been? Damien Sandown could have been someone. Cody Rhodes before 2023 could have been someone. Even Dean Ambrose before John Moxley again could have been someone. Umaga could have been someone. Is it also I don't get like Ash? I think Ash brought it up to me. I might have dreamt this. Ray even said to me, "It's weird how now since Umaga died, everyone's like, oh, Umaga was great. Like everyone loves him. Like and it's like, were you there in 2006 and 7 where people were like, he's shit? Like
Yeah.
you only love him because he's dead, and you can't bring him back to being the bloodline. Let's be honest. Like, I'd bring back 3 minute warning if I could, but sadly they're dead. So 3 minutes and they're out of here. So
Just I would do it, but he's dead. Yeah, sound. Yeah, just in case that point hasn't gotten across yet.
yeah, of course.
But yeah, it was I don't know, it wasn't a very good show. I'll be real with you. It was okay. It was fine. It wasn't fantastic. I didn't really love it. I didn't hate it. It was a fucking bog standard mediocre 2007 wrestling pay-per-view. Who the fuck cares? It's not my sort of thing. It's not the way I would do the wrestling. It's clearly a bit garbage at times. That's my general closing point. Would you recommend the show?
It depends what matches you want to watch. If that makes sense. Because if you're into like if you're into let me just minimize that. If you're into like you're like your well, not classics but your clinic, I'd recommend the DX RKO match or Red RKO match. Until obviously Triple H buckles his ankle. I would recommend John Cena Umaga, even though I was just listening to Shrek 2 soundtrack. Um, but the Scaring Crow song, oh, brilliant. Um, I would recommend Jeff Hardy, John Morrison. It was one of the best matches of the show, and pretty much, I just recommend the tag team gauntlet because of Rory were in it. Obviously, our boys, the Highlanders, and also Jim Duggan and fucking Super Crazy being a tag team. So I'd recommend it for those reasons. But that's about it. That's where my criticisms lie. But again, I hope you enjoy this one. Um, we've got more content coming out. Maybe next NXT will resume after we fully establish ECW 2007. Sorry, I stumbled my words. So I was trying to think of what I said. Because we're currently in August recording this, and obviously this doesn't come out till October. So happy Halloween, guys! It's currently the spooky month. 69 and all that. Anything you want to say while you're in October for your future self?
Uh,
We won't see this until
wow,
January.
you've really been working out. You've been look at those guns. Oh, delicious, scrumptious, yummy, yummy.